I believe that the cosmetics are not going to have an effect on the gameplay. I do, however, think they're going to find ways to get around that. And there's going to be that one guy who's like, well, you don't have to buy it. Yeah, no shit. If somebody's not a Diablo fan, they're not going to go drop $60 on the game. You're paying for an item that is literally just lines of code. The early access is pay to win. It's $80, 80% value.
Potentially.
I'm not a fan of like the smart loot. I don't like it. It just, that kind of kills the community. If I run the hardest difficult dungeon, okay, and I beat it and I get a fucking legendary drop, why can I not take and sell that? Literally how you get rid of the botting problem. Stop using your own in-game currency. Only use the dollar amount. Okay, so today we are going to be checking out a very popular video by Force Gaming covering the Diablo 4 monetization plans that were leaked. And I know Diablo has recently put out a blog post talking about their monetization, and I'm going to cover that at the end of this just because I have some comments to make on that, and I don't believe them. But anyway, for the original video, I'm going to link this down below. So if you like this video, then please go down, visit his channel, and also hit him up with a like so that way you can show him some support. So let's go ahead and check this out.
We got some pretty big news for Diablo 4 today, thanks to surveys Blizzard has been sending out, hinting at some of their specific plans for monetization. On top of that, there were also a few leaks from the Friends and Family alpha test showcasing character customization, difficulty options, info about looting, and in-game trading, or the lack thereof. But let's go ahead and start out with everyone's favorite topic first. That is monetization. Apparently, Blizzard has been sending out customer surveys recently displaying various pre-order and special edition bundles for Diablo 4. The first one of these actually surfaced earlier in the month on
There's going to be like 3 different packages that you can buy, guaranteed. You're going to have like a normal edition, then you'll have like the one step up, and then you'll have like the last, which is like the ultimate edition that's going to include something special.
October 3rd, when a screenshot of a Korean survey leaked, but being in Korean and just a screen grab that was only reported on a Korean site that I was unfamiliar with, it was kind of hard for me to verify the legitimacy. However, just yesterday, a complete version of this survey in German was posted online. This not only appears to verify the Korean one from a few weeks back, but it's also more understandable to me knowing a little bit of German. Oder auf Deutsch, ich verstehe ein bisschen Deutsch. Not that that is necessary because Google Translate exists, of course. Okay, so specifically, the survey presents various pre-order bundles asking users which would they prefer. From this, we now have a list of...
Let me see here. Price of the package, option A, B, C. Yeah, okay, there you go. The full version, all of these with different types of things here. 74, I don't know what the German... I don't know what that translates to for US dollars. Mounts, mount armor, back ornaments, platinum. So that's the in-game currency, the battle pass, early access. Yeah, so there's going to be 3 options. One's going to be the cheapest, which is like the base game, which is going to be this middle one right here that has absolutely none of the other stuff. And then you're going to have the second option, which is going to have a few things. And then the third option, which is going to have like a whole everything.
At least some of what they are intending to sell. The short of which is this. There will be a box price, of course. This will vary depending on the bundle. Plus, the following items will be available for purchase. Cosmetic armor for your characters that, according to the survey, has an unlimited number of uses. And being cosmetic, we will assume it will not affect gameplay. Mounts will be available for sale. Interesting note here, they say that this feature unlocks after completing the campaign. But of course, you'll be able to buy a mount before you can use it. Duh. Mount armor as well, which they say is cosmetic only and has no...
Come full circle. Oblivion, Diablo,
back
horse armor,
such as cloaks and wings. Again, they say this has no effect on gameplay. Now,
I believe that that doesn't have any effect on gameplay. I believe that the cosmetics are not going to have an effect on the gameplay. I do, however, think they're going to find ways to get around that.
Now, for some of the fun stuff, there will be platinum. This is an in-game currency that can be used to purchase existing and future cosmetics from the cash shop. There is a battle pass, which contains both free and a paid track reward.
I get the idea of battle passes, but I don't like the idea of having to pay for the game itself and then also to buy a battle pass. I feel like if you're gonna have battle passes, then you should make the entry requirements to the game itself like cheap or just free.
Supporting cosmetic only rewards. They are really driving that home in this survey. And then finally, early access will be for sale. Depending on the bundle you purchase, you will get either 2 or 7 days of a head start. So the bundle prices ranged from
Isn't that kind of pay to win? Because this is, I mean, Diablo is it's an MMO and it has gear. So if you have like a few days to play early, I mean, it's been a while. Look, it's been a long time since I played Diablo 3, but I mean, you know, the auction house is lit, you know, with selling things. So wouldn't getting like 2 or 7 days, like starting off, be like an advantage? I mean, like if you don't agree with me, please let me know, because I feel like that's an advantage. Like if I'm started playing 7 days ago and I'm level 40, and then people start playing, they're level 1 on the main release day, like I've already started farming items. I've already got, you know, stuff that I can sell. That's listed on the auction house, which is going to be like insanely high. You know, obviously the price decreases as the community and the environment and the ecosystem progress, but like in the beginning, that's a huge advantage, dude.
40 to 150 euros, and the survey was several pages long, presenting different price and offering configurations, at the bottom of which the users were asked to select which of these they preferred. And I assume everyone just picked the cheapest options that gave the most amount of stuff, because of course,
obviously,
I mean, I get it, they're doing market research, but it's also just a little bit funny to me. Like, yeah, I'm gonna pick the cheapest one that's got the most things included in
that. Yeah. Yeah.
That is the option. Just automatically select it.
Why do you have to mark it for that?
As to the contents of the survey, what it reveals and what I think about it, we have known, of course, since Diablo 4 was announced, that the game would have cosmetic microtransactions in addition to
how games are nowadays.
Price. Although part of me had hoped that they wouldn't go down the path of monetizing every type of cosmetic in the game. It seems like that is going to be the case. We've got skins for character armor, weapons were mentioned, cloaks, the back adornments, and mounts. I mean, that
if they are going to do cosmetics, they're going to go full in, and every possible cosmetic item is going to be available for purchase.
Is just about everything you could sell a cosmetic for, short of them having skins for like your attacks and your spells. Yeah, totally possible that it's coming down the road, but yeah, they've got skins for literally just about every type of cosmetic that exists in the game attached to our characters. Although I was
not
hoping
surprised
that they wouldn't sell cosmetics for all of these things, I am also not surprised. I assumed we would be getting some variation of these.
It's the new age of gaming. That's how it is now.
I assumed as much. Again, not surprising.
That's
However,
how it is.
As is so commonly the case in a lot of AAA live service games nowadays, they had to go that extra mile, and they are selling a season pass in addition to early access, and it's just so disappointing. That's on me, I guess, because Blizzard doesn't have a track record that should inspire optimism.
It should just be
of
kind
now,
of
right?
expected.
But here's the thing. Like, on their own, season passes are frustrating systems designed to induce FOMO and get you playing every day so as not to miss out on your rewards. I mean, it sounds like I'm reading from a dictionary definition here.
That's what it is.
You know, I know you have all heard this spiel before. I'm sure you get the railing against battle passes and why they're an issue. I don't need to retread this ground.
No,
I will
we all
say
know.
this, although I dislike
I'll let him finish.
The trend of so many live service games having these, seeing a battle pass in a free-to-play game like Fortnite, I get it. The game is free, and so a season pass functions almost like a subscription that a lot of players will spend $10 to $20 on every like 1 to 3 months, depending on the game and the season length and all of that. But here's the thing: Diablo 4 has a base box price. At the minimum, it looks like it's going to be $40. I'll assume that it'll be $50 or $60 probably. $60
I'm
games.
assuming
let me
$60.
Just say this. $60 games should not have battle passes. That's my far out, right?
100%. 100% agree. If you are going to do and implement battle passes and seasons to have players pay, and there's going to be that one guy who's like, well, you don't have to buy it. Yeah, no shit. But if you're going to implement battle passes and seasons in your game, don't have a base price for the game. That's how I feel. I can't expand anymore on that. That's just how I feel. I don't want to pay $60 for a game and then in order to unlock the rest of the stuff in the game, have to now pay $15 a month. No, but I'm perfectly happy getting to play the game, seeing if I actually enjoy the game fully, and then being like, hey, I really like this. I'm going to buy the Battle Pass. I did it with Fortnite. I have spent, I don't know how much money on Fortnite. A lot more than 60, but if I have to pay 60 for the base price of the game, like I have to get $60 worth of entertainment and content before I'm willing to even consider doing a Battle Pass, because it's just like a salty flavor in my mouth if I have to do that. That's all it really is.
Right. And especially a $6 game that also has an in-game cosmetic shop should definitely not have a Battle Pass. That's where I'm coming from here.
Exactly. You are like, there's no doubt they're going to make a lot of money with cosmetics and the Battle Pass. So why not, for marketing, why not have the game be free and attract in a lot of players? Because like if somebody's not a Diablo fan, they're not going to go drop $60 on the game and then play it. But if it's free, they're going to jump into it. They fall in love with the Diablo universe because Diablo is just, I mean, it's a great fucking universe and it's a great game, great story. I've been playing all the way back since the very first one, and get them hooked in and then let them spend money. I don't understand why that's not being done.
And speaking of the shop, of course, it's going to have its own digital premium currency, as mentioned in the survey.
The Platinum.
This thing called Platinum, which, by the way, you 100% can guarantee will be offered in bundles that are just shy of the price of the items that they're expecting you to want to buy, because that's the entire reason in-game shops in games have digital currencies. They could just sell you the skin for $20, but why do that when they could sell the skin for 10 Platinum coins? But that 20.
You know, I will say Fortnite actually does not do that completely. Like they obviously have, you know, like a lot of the stuff is set up like that, but they sell specific bundles. I think they're like the only game, at least the only game that I've played. Fortnite's the only game that I've played that has, you can go down and actually buy a bundle of skins for like $19.99. Like it literally says $19.99. It doesn't go through like the in-game the V-Bucks or whatever. Like that's the only game that I can possibly think of that actually does that. I'd be interested to know if there's more. Let me know.
$20 bundle only gives you 8 Platinum coins. Oh, shucks. Guess I'll have to buy another $20 bundle. But then after purchasing the skin that costs 10 coins, you now have 6 coins left. What are you going to buy with that? Absolutely nothing. So
you got to buy some more.
Another $20. On top of that, they'll probably toss you a few pity Platinum coins here and there, but it's not them doing you a favor as much as it is trying to get you to think, well, gee, hey, now I got 3 free coins. I only need 7 more for that cool skin, so let me buy another one of those $20 bundles. And please try not to just roll your eyes and think I'm being hyperbolic here. This is literally the exact reason digital currencies exist in games. That is the purpose. It's kind of like gift cards, right? Like they're expecting you to have money left over that you in your account that you eventually forget about and just never use. That's the entire point. That's how gift cards work. That's how these spend your dollars to turn into this currency, and then that currency turns into purchase, but you never quite get enough for the purchase. So eventually you'll just have money sitting in there and they just get it for free. It's not like it was like we're buying digital items, right? We're talking about data here. They're trying to siphon money off of that, in addition to the fact that they're charging you for it. It's the whole thing. And
right, because you're paying for an item that is literally just lines of code, and they make it seem like it psychologically affects you to make you feel like, you know, this is something that has actual value. This is something that, you know, just, it's so dirty. It's so dirty, but it's all psychological.
None of this is surprising, unfortunately. It's also not unique to Diablo 4. A lot of games do all of this and much more. In fact, many games go a lot further in terms of how far-reaching they are with their monetization. And if nothing else, I'm not going to have an entirely negative slant here, because that's just not how I function, right? I'm happy to see that they have stuck to cosmetic only. Based on this survey, they're living up to the word of not having things that affect the gameplay, just visuals. And that is...
They also said that about Diablo Immortal.
Good. As of yet, they appear to be keeping to their promise. The survey does not show any pay to win or pay for convenience features as of yet. No.
But the early start is pay to win. The early access is pay to win. I don't buy that this game is not going to be pay to win.
Buying character slots or inventory space or materials or experience potions, none of that. I think the part that's frustrating for me and why I kind of got a bit worked up was that I expect better from Blizzard. That's all it is, really. I probably shouldn't. Like, that's well established by now. Blizzard hasn't done much to instill us with much confidence. And the truth is, they are just falling in line with what is currently standard monetization practice for AAA live service
That's
games.
it. Standard. It's what we're used to now. This is the gaming industry.
Anything, like I said, they are below it. They are not selling any pay for convenience features as of right now. But
as
it's
of right
just,
now.
you know, again, it's just the same old story. Grew up with the company, grew up playing these games, StarCraft, Warcraft, Diablo, and there's this level of expectation that comes with it. I am not surprised when some pay-to-win MMO cash grab comes out. Like, I don't get worked up by it because my expectation bar is super low.
He's stuck back like a lot of us older gamers. Like, this is how we are. This is, I mean, you know, Diablo 1, Diablo 2, Warcraft, StarCraft, all of those games. Like, this was before the new gaming model came into play. And I don't hate like the cosmetics. I do, but I don't, because it's primarily like, you know, $60, selling a game for $60 does not cover the development cost of the game in today's age. Like, companies take a hit on that. So in order to continuously generate income, they have to have ways to monetize the system. And I am perfectly okay with cosmetic only items being included. Like, why not? In season passes, I'm okay with that. If it means that they are going to, like, if that means I can play a game for a year or 2 years and like continuously play a game that's updated and changed and worked on, then I am perfectly okay with that. That is a much better investment for my time than it was to buy a $60 game, beat it in 30 hours, and then never touch it again.
Even in spite of everything, I still have an expectation bar above that for Blizzard. And so just seeing them monetize literally every possible cosmetic and then add a season pass and then make sure that the shop has that digital currency. And then I didn't even touch on the early access stuff. It's just, it's
pay to win.
Disappointing. I don't know, but that's on me. I got to drop the expectations. I should keep them low.
Game looks really good though.
I say it enough times.
God, it looks so good.
Right? And you know, when it comes to early access, also whatever. I mean, they're gracing us with the opportunity to spend money to spread out the server load so that they don't run into the same issue they had with Diablo 3, where nobody could play for like a week straight. You can spend money to help with that, or you can spend money for that early access when things are still busted and you won't even get to play the game. Anyways, I was going to include a whole section here where we were going to like estimate the price of the cosmetics. Basically, I was just going to deduct the base price of the game. Let's say it's $40 from the bundle cost, and then look at what the cosmetics included within those bundles would be for that extra amount of money. But this is also kind of pointless, as these pre-orders and special editions, typically they offer like significantly better value than if you were to purchase these things outright from the in-game store. So say maybe you can get a $30 skin in your bundle, but that bundle only costs $10 extra over the price of the game, something like that. So
it's $80, 80% value.
Essentially, point is there's no way to like accurately guess the skin cost from these different bundling offerings. It's just all complete.
I'll throw it out there, $20. It's gonna be $20 for a skin. $20.
Wild guessings. If I were to ballpark it though, I would say average looking skins will be like $10 to $20.
Yeah.
Some of the cooler ones, like the premium skins, the glowy ones
20.
with all the neon lights and stuff, probably $30 to $50 somewhere around there.
I think it's going to be 20.
What a lot of games do nowadays with these cosmetic offerings. As to whether or not this survey is legitimate, like can we trust any of this information? We of course cannot be 100% certain. There's no way we can know for sure unless the surveys start going out in mass to a ton of people and they all start posting it. At this point, we've only seen a few occurrences.
I believe it.
I will say the fact that these come from surveys sent out to different regions in different languages, and that the first one was like a cut-off screenshot, the most recent one showed the survey in its entirety,
I believe it.
I think this is pretty solid chance that this is authentic. We've had
I
some
believe it.
additional bits of corroborating evidence as well. In some of the Reddit threads about these leaked surveys, I saw several commenters claiming that they got sent the exact same thing. But then beyond that, you should also be aware that surveys like this are very common. Blizzard does it all the time. Earlier in the year, they had sent out surveys gauging players' interest in NFTs and crypto. That was super exciting. But then just recently, we saw surveys like this sent out about the pricing of Overwatch 2 skins, which, as you can see here, part of that survey was just a simple table with multiple bundle options at various price points, which is nearly the exact same formatting as this Diablo 4 survey. So my best guess is that yes, this is real. They do plan on selling everything
100% believe it
in the survey. It's just at this point a matter of debate as to what the pricing will be. And then going
that's what they're
forward,
going to figure out.
we
That's
will
what
just have
they're
to
trying
wait
to figure
and see
out.
what else they're going to ask money for, whether they're going to try to sell currencies, resources, inventory, and stash space. And don't forget, they sold stash space in Diablo 3. Reaper Souls gave you bonus shared stash. That's a thing they've already done. Or even character slots, like maybe you can only make 4 characters for free and then you have to pay for more. I'm sure we're going to be hearing soon enough, though, because there's already
I don't think they'll do that.
a ton of leaks out of testing that is currently happening for Diablo 4. Which brings us to the next part of the video.
Okay.
Blizzard has begun friends and family testing for the game. According to
Okay.
Jason Schreier, this started earlier in the month, and while under NDA, he said that it had been getting mostly positive buzz. Now, maybe unsurprising.
Playing in early build of Diablo 4 right now, thanks to friends and family. Alpha players are under NDA, but I'm hearing mostly positive buzz. Well, yeah.
Some of Blizzard's friends and family members didn't quite grasp the concept of what an NDA was, and so now we've got a bunch of new information about the game. So for starters, there was a short clip released that showed the intro cinematic as well as the login screen and the character creator, during which the person recording said, "Bro, I really don't even know if I can even stream this." My bro. No. No, you cannot, but thank you for your sacrifice. We appreciate the information. So the character creator
he'll never
has
get to play
several
again.
preset options to choose from for face, hair, accessories, and coloring. There appears to be no option to adjust character height or body composition, so it does seem that each class in the game will have their own distinct silhouettes. And then when finalizing your character, you are given the option to choose from normal, seasonal, or hardcore, which is similar to how things are done with Diablo 3. But then after you select that, you get to choose a starting difficulty. There was World Tier 1 called Adventurer, which was suggested for new players, and then World Tier 2 Veteran, which ramps up the enemy difficulty in exchange for better drops, experience, and gold. And then finally, there was an additional layer of choosing more or less guidance for the game's starting tutorial. Oh, and I am not actually going to show any of the leaked video or images here because it's a guaranteed way to get this video taken down. If you are interested, it's just a quick Diablo 4 alpha leak Google search away. Bless the people who leaked this information. Unfortunately, since there were watermarks with account identifiers plastered all over the content, whoever did so has almost certainly lost their access. I guess consider it a learning opportunity of what an NDA is. Now, as for what we saw here,
curiosity drives us forward.
there was nothing especially surprising in these leaks. The character creator was pretty straightforward, and for me at least, not too important with how rarely we get a close-up look of our characters in top-down ARPGs. The thing that I am quite interested in, though, is this world tier system. Now, while you may just want to jump to the conclusion that this would function like it does in Diablo 3, where you pick your difficulty, the torment level as it's called, and that scales the challenges as well as the rewards, and then you launch the game, and there you go. You have to remember the main difference here is that Diablo 4 is an open world MMO light, and you're going to see players running around as you move through the world. You'll see people farming mobs, doing quests, fighting bosses, participating in public events. Other players will be pretty much everywhere all the time, the one exception being some of the game's instance dungeons. So with that in mind, I'm really interested to see how this world tier system plays out. I would have to assume that we will be placed in lobbies with people of the same tier, especially considering things like world bosses and public events.
Yeah, you have to. Like, it's going to be, where do they do it? They used to do it in World of Warcraft. I can't remember what it is, but basically it's like you have, it's like Lost Ark. Lost Ark has different chapters if you play. If you play Lost Ark, up in the top right, it has different chapters that you can click to and go to, which are the exact same area. It's just on like a different instance or server. So, you know, the players you see in chapter 1 are not the same players you see in chapter 2. So obviously players that are on like the normal difficulty will be on chapter 1. The players on the next hardest difficulty will be on chapter 2, and so on. You can't group like all of the players combined because that wouldn't make any sense. The mobs would be like fluctuating like all over the place and just cause massive issues.
Events where the different difficulties presumably couldn't play together. Although it is
Right.
possible, I do recall some games having done something along the lines of encounter scaling based on an individual player settings. So for example, like if I picked World Tier 2, maybe it takes like 100 fireballs for me to kill this world boss, but then someone comes along in World Tier 1 and they can kill the boss in 75 fireballs. We could technically still play together, and then just our rewards from that boss would be dictated by the tier that we're on. So I would get more gold and better loot drops. It could work, but it also sounds a little clunky. Like, would it really play out that the player with the
I think
higher
it's clunky.
difficulty is
I
just
don't think
straight
it'll
up
do it that
weaker,
way.
taking longer
It's
going to
be everybody's on their
or
own server.
and fewer hits. I mean, I guess it makes sense. If you're on a higher difficulty, things are harder. And you know, level scaling is one thing. We do know that level scaling will be in the game, but this world tier system or this difficulty setting, it seems a whole lot more complicated. So for that reason, I want to say they'll just keep it simple, and they will have separate instances based on the world tier that you select. Although that also makes things more complicated when it comes to playing with friends. I don't know. And I swear I heard there would be over 20. I actually heard there would be over 30 difficulty settings. I don't know if that means 30 world tiers, because that would be ridiculous. There's no way they've got 30 different hoppers for people. I don't know. I'm interested to see how this world tier thing plays out. Outside of that, there was also some leaked information around smart loot and restricted trading. Although I do believe we've known about both of these for a while. I'm not sure if Blizzard ever confirmed smart loot, which is basically loot drops that are weighted to your class. So for example, you won't get a bunch of druid staves if you're playing as a barbarian. I don't know if they came out and
I don't like that though. Like, I do like it for a convenience factor, but I think it kind of also kills like replayability. I'd rather be able to run a dungeon like 8 times and get, 8 different epic items for a different class, because then I can take that. Well, it depends on the trading and stuff, but I can trade that to players for gold, or I can sell it. I can, if somebody else gets something that I want that we can trade, like it just kind of creates like more of a community type feel and really strengthens the bond between like all the players. So I'm not a fan of like the smart loot. I don't like it because then you're just running a dungeon. You're getting the gear that you need, which is great. But at the same time, then it's like, why do I need other players to be running all around me? Like, fuck them, right? Like, I don't need them. Why are they there? They're just other players that I don't have to interact with running around. It just, that kind of kills the community.
And explicitly said that was going to be in Diablo 4, but it was a feature in Diablo 3, so I assumed as much. Limited trading, on the other hand, we have known about back at BlizzCon 2019. They touched on this, saying the idea is that we have 3 different types of tradable items. There's a class of items that can always be traded no matter what, and then we have a class of items that are tradable, say, one time. We are also thinking the highest quality, most powerful things in the game should be items you can't trade at all.
Why?
You have to earn yourself. You have to go do those endgame dungeons and kill monsters to get the loot. So
why? If I run the hardest difficulty dungeon, okay, and I beat it and I get a fucking legendary drop, why can I not take and sell that? Why can't I sell that? If somebody is running around in a lower tier, doesn't have the time or the patience to really put in the value and try to get that, why can't they buy that from me?
So these leaks coming out of the Friends and Family Alpha that there is like limited trading in the test, that's not news, but this has brought back up the whole debate around smart loot and around limited trading. And that can be an entire video in and of itself. The long and the short of it is really limiting trading. There's the arguments for it are that it's supposed to help combat bots and real money transactions where people spend money to trade items directly with other people.
If you have currency in your game that is literally how you get rid of the botting problem. Stop using your own in-game currency. Only use the dollar amount. You're going to generate less money because of that, because people are going to be like, I'm not paying $20 for that little shiny ass sword skin, but you get rid of the bots.
using third-party sites. But then, of course, the big argument against it is that this is just implemented into games to pad out playtime, forcing players to grind things over and over again, just relying on the small percentage chance drops for certain items and not being able to engage with other people and have this like functioning in-game player economy. Pros and cons to both systems. Like I said, it could be an entire video in and of itself.
It is an entire video.
Share with you those links, those leaks that, yes, it looks like the smart loot drops and limited trading are in fact going to be in the game,
so
at least
bad.
As of the current build and
so
the
bad.
Friends and Family
They're not
Alpha.
going to change
Speaking
it.
Of which, the existence of this Friends and Family Alpha pretty much confirms that we're probably going to be getting closed beta testing sometime soon. It's likely that they will be sending out to small pools of people. They're going to be sending out invites because Friends and Family typically in the past for Blizzard games have begun like a few months before closed betas started going out. So yeah, there is a decent chance playtests might actually be starting this fall for Diablo 4, which is pretty exciting. All of my concerns about the game and all my frustrations about the game, it all stems from an interest in the game, an interest in the franchise, and wanting to see how things play out. The monetization stuff, it is,
I'm gonna play it.
Really disappointing. It's really frustrating that they're going as far as they are. But on the flip side, at least for now, they have lived up to their promise of keeping it cosmetic only. And the Battle Pass is just something they neglected to mention. Yeah, right. Oh, what a coincidence. They neglected to mention. But if that is also cosmetic only, I guess they haven't lied about it. I guess they just they're putting on the extra layer of FOMO. Like, make sure you play every day so you can get enough experience to level the Battle Pass and get those cosmetics. And also, you probably want to spend the money because all the good stuff is locked behind that premium track. The top track is all garbage. You're wearing trash bags, basically.
Yeah, you have your free tier, then you have the regular tier, and then you're going to have, like, the super premium tier.
Yeah, but keep in mind, when I talk about stuff like this and when I make these videos going in on certain aspects of games, it's because I'm genuinely interested. There's so many games out there that I never talk about, I never cover, I don't care. So many games that do way worse than this that I don't spend time railing into because the expectation and my interest level is too low. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
But the stuff that I'm interested in, like all the talk about the day before game and all the issues surrounding that potentially and stuff like this, it's because there's a level of interest. I am actively invested in how this thing turns out, for better or worse. I'll be here for the ride. So there you go. That is all the recent information about monetization, Friends and Family leaks, and all that stuff.
I want to check this video out too later.
The talk. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Oh, and for my Deutsch friends, tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen.
All right, awesome. So that is Force Gaming, his Diablo 4 monetization plan video. Like I said before, show him support. If you like this video, please go to his. I'll link it down in the description below and hit him with a like as well. So I just want to talk about the final thing here. This is the article that they released. Let me highlight this so I can come right back. When was this? August, on the 18th. So this was just after that video. They released this, and it talks about the monetization viewpoint here. So let me just point out where my issue is with this. This is the season pass. Hey everyone, I am Keegan Clark, director of product for Diablo 4, here to talk about our approach to live service monetization in Diablo 4. As we've discussed previously, Diablo 4 will be a full price game with a cosmetic shop and season pass. Dashes, not a hyphen. None of which provide any pay for power options. Our goal in designing our in-game purchases is that we want to create beautiful things which add value to players' experience of the game. So here is where my issue is with what they just said. Okay, and then there's also, I have a screenshot, or I have a picture of like the shop, in-game shop piece. So it's a full price game with a cosmetic shop and season pass. I already stated why I dislike that. I'm not for that. Either do one or the other. Get rid of this, the full price for the game. Keep the cosmetic and the season pass. You introduce a whole shitload of more players to the game, and you make money. You make more money by doing that. None of which provide any pay for power options. Okay, so cosmetic shop consists of skins and, basically outfits for your character, your weapon, your horse, things like that. So none of that nothing in the cosmetic shop is going to grant you any pay for power options. So if you buy a skin, it's not going to give you any extra power on your character. The season pass also does not provide any type of power for your character. They went down and like discussed how it was going to give you like experience boosts and things like that as far as where is it at? Premium tiers, the free tiers of the pass. Okay, that's the free tiers. So you do get experience for working through the pass. Anyway, yes. So the season pass doesn't have anything. It's probably just going to contain most of the cosmetics in it. They don't have any type of pay for power. Here's what the shop screen looks like that they also shared. Okay, so here's the cosmetic screen. It's got different ones for the barbarians, you know, the demon hunter, sorceress, necromancer, all that. Here's the in-game currency, the palladium. I'm assuming that's what this is going to be called. I don't think it's going to be platinum. It might be platinum, but who's to say that they aren't going to add an additional tab on here before they finally release the game? Because Diablo has always contained gems. And I think that's where a lot of the power is going to be. Not to mention, does this have an option to pay to get gold for your palladium or platinum, whatever the fuck they're going to call this? They can easily add another tab for gems. They can easily incorporate trading your currency for gold. And I believe that's what they're going to do. Cosmetics, they're not lying, right? They're not lying with this statement. But it's specific. It's completely specific to saying cosmetic shop and season pass, none of which will provide any pay for power options. So the cosmetic shop, you will not be able to pay to win, and the season pass is not pay to win. But if they introduce a gem shop, gem shop, pay to win. Gold, pay to win. I don't believe them. They literally said for Diablo Immortal that it wasn't going to be pay to win. So I think they're full of shit and they are excluding it. That's my final take. I just want to say I'm extremely excited to play the game. I'm a huge Diablo fan. I've played Diablo 1, I played Diablo 2, I played Diablo 3, and I stopped before Reaper of Souls because they pretty much like gave up on Diablo 3 and stopped creating content. And after dropping like 180 hours into Diablo 3, I just stopped playing because I got bored. And then when Reaper of Souls came out, I didn't get that because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fucking go back and have to play catch up and even do that. So I just wasn't even interested anymore. But I am hyped and excited to play Diablo 4. I'm going to play Diablo 4. Oh, I did not play Diablo Immortal because it was a mobile game, and I knew that was going to be a complete shit show when it got released on the PC, which it was. Thank you guys for the quality content of watching those horrible videos. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Diablo 4. That is the video here. Diablo 4 monetization plans leaked by Force Gaming. Like I said, his channel and video will be linked down below in the description. Please go show him some support and love because this guy's great. I love his videos. And that's it for today. See ya.